So this is our highly anticipated Cook the Book from MockTAILs and TAILgaiting, and I'm super excited to show you guys everything I'm going to make today. I'm making a salsa, and I'm making a family favorite of mine that I've made since I think my brother was born, or pretty close, and he's 22. So this is chili cheese dip that we're going to make. My family has made it almost every Super Bowl, and any time that we just didn't want to eat anything, you know, didn't want to like actually make dinner, we just made this. It was fantastic. So I'm going to show you guys first how to do that. So you can make it in a crock pot. I have always made it in an oven. And I have this crock pot on already low, and it's not going to finish while we're in this video, but that's okay. So first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need an equal amount of cream cheese to an equal amount of chili without any beans. And the reason we don't want beans is because it's kind of like hot dog chili, but I recommend this brand as well. And then you'll just need a bag of cheddar cheese. So I have my crock pot on low, and I'm just going to open this up and put this in here. I've had my cream cheese out for like about an hour now, just softening it. And like I said, this doesn't really have a recipe. If you wanted to do this in the oven, you could. I would put the oven on 425, and in the oven I kind of just put it out for like 20 minutes at least, just to get everything softened and stuff like that. So I'm just going to open up all these cream cheese containers. Oh, I don't really think these are containers, packages. Yeah. And I'm just going to put them in my crock pot. And the crock pot will do a decent job of heating it up. And we want the cream cheese to be like super soft like this. We don't want it to be fresh out of the fridge because it's going to take longer in the oven. And I'm having a hard time getting it out of the package. So we're going to use my hands. I promise they're clean. So, and now that my hands are sufficiently slippery, cream cheese packages are questionable. Like sometimes they want to open and sometimes they really, really don't. Okay. There we go. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to go ahead and open this one. So I have a feeling it's going to give me the same amount of struggle. Okay. And we just want to layer this on the bottom. And since this isn't actually going to get done while we're filming this video, I'll tell you guys what to do when it is done. And we're just going to line the bottom of the crock pot with cream cheese. It seems like a lot, and this is kind of a bigger batch. So like if you have a smaller amount of people that you're cooking for, I would suggest maybe only doing 2 packages of cream cheese and 2 cans of chili. Which I'm making this for everybody in the library, so I figured I may as well just go ahead and make as much as possible. And then you're just going to put the chili on top. Normally it just kind of comes out, yeah, like that. And I just kind of, this is literally how I've made it my entire life. I just spread it around with the top of the can because who has time for utensils? And we're going to put this in the crock pot for, I'm going to say about 20 minutes. Just about as long as I would keep it in the oven. We really just want to heat this through. We're not actually cooking anything. We just want to heat it through to where the cream cheese is melted enough so we can take a spoon, or like the end of a spoon. I would normally take a spatula and run it through, kind of like how you would, almost like how you would ice a cake. You don't want to mix it all the way. You can if you want to. My family just doesn't mix it at all because they like chunks of cream cheese and then chunks of chili. But my dad would always, when it comes out of the oven with the cheddar cheese on top, actually before he put the cheddar cheese on top, he would take a spoon and he would just run it through it just to kind of mix it, but not quite. And that pretty much did the job. And I'm sure you could add some like Rotel tomatoes and some queso and make this spicy. You could add a ton of things to this. This is easily fixable and you can turn it into whatever you want. It's part of why I love it so much. And then I'm just gonna finish with the last can of chili. This one doesn't want to come out. That's fine. Ah, awesome. And I'm just gonna make sure it's kind of even. It doesn't look the most appetizing right this second, but I promise you it's delicious. So again, we're gonna put this in a crock pot and we're gonna just sit there for 20 minutes. And I'm gonna cover it and let it do its thing. And at the end, we're going to pour this on the very top of it after we've stirred it. We're gonna pour this on the very top of it. I'm gonna set it aside for right now, and then you're gonna leave it for another 10 minutes until that cheese is melted. You may have to adjust the time a little bit. I don't really normally make it in a crock pot, but I don't really have a stove here at the library, so we've made do. And I'm gonna move all of this out of the way, and I will show you guys how to make this also while that's cooking. And another good thing about it being in a crock pot is that it's a good tailgating food, so you can take it with you. So that's just something that my family and I have made, and it's gonna sit there in a crock pot. So for this one, I actually printed off this recipe. I didn't use a book or anything for it. So I'm gonna look at it. This is a tomato, corn, and bean salsa. So we start with a whole can of black beans and a whole can of corn. And we are literally just going to put everything together. It calls for a whole tomato, but I'm not the biggest fan of tomatoes, so I only used about half of one, but that's okay. A quarter of an onion, and I'm gonna put a whole lime in here. So I'm literally just gonna mix everything together. This recipe seems pretty easy. Pretty straightforward. This and mix it all together. It also calls for salt and pepper if you want some, which I'll probably add that in a little bit. But this just looks like a really refreshing salsa, and it calls for putting pickled jalapeno slices on the top when you're done. I'm not going to do that because not everybody in the library likes jalapeno. So I'm just going to finish this off with putting my entire thing of lime in here, which is going to make it taste really refreshing, and I'm really looking forward to it. And also it calls for tortilla scoops, which is the same thing for this, which is convenient. And I like a lot of lime in my stuff. If you like a little less lime, that's fine. This also calls for sour cream to put on top of it. And the idea is that you just put it in a bowl and then you serve it with sour cream and jalapeno slices on the side, and then you also serve it with tortilla chips. And this is just a great summer salsa. I know we just had 4th of July, but this would have been great for the 4th of July, but you know, maybe next year. And you just mix it together and you have corn and bean salsa. It's that simple. And that's why I picked this recipe, because I knew it would be really simple. All right, in just a minute, I'm gonna be over there and we're gonna make some really delicious mocktails. We have 6 of them lined up and I can't wait for you guys to see that. And let me know if you've tried either of these recipes, especially this one. I'm a little bit partial. So comment down below and see if you tried any of these and if you like what we made today. Hi. So we are ready to do our mocktails, and we're gonna start with our apple julep. We have 6 drinks lined up to make today, and I'm super excited for this one. So our apple julep calls for a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, which I'm going to shift over to this side so I can pour it into the pitcher, and I can reach our ingredients pretty well. So grab that, and I'm gonna scoot this pitcher out of frame real quick. And we're just gonna go ahead and pour it in this pitcher. Okay. And then we're going to do 1 cup of pineapple juice. That is orange juice. That's pineapple juice. So we're going to do 1 cup of pineapple juice, and we're going to need the orange juice as well. pour that in here. This one's just a whole bunch of different juices, which I think is pretty cool, just because everybody typically has all of these juices, and we'll need orange juice and apple juice. 1 cup of orange juice, and we're going to use pretty much that whole thing of apple juice. So 1 cup of orange juice. I'm just eyeballing it. And then it calls for 1 quart of apple juice. I believe this is 2 quarts, so we're gonna use half of this. That was pretty much right. Alrighty. I think pouring it's kind of done the job of stirring it. It's about half the thing of apple juice. And that looks pretty good. It smells pretty good too. And then it says we're supposed to stir it in a large pitcher, and then we're gonna fill our glass, and we're gonna put a sprig of mint leaf into it. So here is our first drink, and I have Jessica with me today, and she's gonna try this one after I put the mint leaf in it. After I grab our mint leaves, and I got everything at Food Lion for this, which is pretty nifty. And I'm going to just grab that. We're going to put our little sprig of mint in there. And I'm going to give it to Jessica, and she's going to try it for me.
I'm excited.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't swallow the mint leaf.
Not, but it's really good.
Okay,
It'd be
great.
like perfect for like a punch.
Yeah, that's what it kind of smells like. It smells like a really great punch, and we have plenty of it there.
And I'm going to take this with me.
Thank you, Jessica.
You're welcome.
So that's our apple julep, and then we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, so this next one is our sparkling pomegranate berry mocktail. This one's really pretty in the book too. I really suggest this one. So this one calls for 2 12-ounce cans of chilled sparkling berry water. I don't have any cans, but I do have sparkling water beverage from Food Lion. And this calls for 2 12-ounce cans, and this is 1 liter, so I'm going to use about 3/4 of this. And I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm not gonna get that all over our lovely conference room. I don't know why I didn't think it was gonna fit. It's sparkling water. Okay. And I'm just gonna pour that in here and not let it splash up. That's about the majority of it. I'm actually going to garnish this with some cherries, even though it's a pomegranate berry mocktail. I think some cherries will make it really pretty. And then the next thing I'm going to do is take our pomegranate juice, and it's 4 ounces of pomegranate juice, which is half cup. So I'm just going to pour this and measure this out. About there, and I'm going to pour that in, and that's fizzing, as one does. And then I'm going to pour it into our glass. I'm going to put the lid on it. I'm going to pour it into our glass, and I'm going to put a couple cherries in it for garnish. And then I'm going to try this one, because this one looks really good. So we'll pour it into our glass and add a few cherries. Kind of looks like a martini. I'm a fan, and I'm gonna try this one because it's very pretty. Okay, and this tastes really good. It tastes just like, well, it tastes a little bit like cherry juice, but the pomegranate is still very much there. It's very good. I really suggest this one. Alrighty, and that is our sparkling pomegranate berry mocktail. It looks really pretty. So on to the next one. All right, this is our last drink of the day. We're gonna make Serious Black Peaches and Lemon Sparkling Punch. I'm super excited for this one because it's Harry Potter, and it comes out of this cookbook right here. We have a plethora of different mocktail books for you guys to come and check out, so please come and check them out. They've got some great recipes, including the 3 that I've made today are in these books. They've got some great recipes. I wish I could have made them all, but we don't have time for that. So With this one, I just pureed an entire can of peaches, and it smells really good because peaches. And this one calls for 2 cups of ginger ale, which I have, a liter of club soda, which is what this is. It calls for 2 peaches sliced, which I just have a little bit of peaches here sliced, and then some lemon, and it has a little bit of mint for garnish. So it basically says that we're just supposed to puree all the peaches, and then we're supposed to add the ginger ale and the club soda, and that's what we're gonna do now. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna open this, I'm gonna pour the whole thing. Or I'm gonna try to fit the whole thing. I don't think I can, but that's okay. We'll do our best. Good enough. All right, and it is gonna fizz a little bit. That's okay, we kind of wanted to do that. It looks pretty cool if you ask me. And I'm gonna set this to the side, and I am going to locate wherever I put my spoon really quickly. Right there. And I'm just gonna make sure this is all nice and stirred up at the bottom. We don't want to get a whole swallow of ginger ale, unless you like ginger ale. In that case, drink ginger ale. So, I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna go ahead and pour this into our glass. It looks pretty cool. It's a lot of fizz. I'm sure the fizz will sit down. And then we're gonna garnish it with a peach slice. And I'm just gonna set this on the side like that. And I am going to do the same thing to a lemon wedge, which lemon wedge is kind of big. That's okay. I really like lemons. And then I'm just gonna take and do our mint on top. And that is our Serious Black Peaches and Lemon Sparkling Punch. I've enjoyed making all of these with you guys. There's still plenty of this left. I'm sure everybody here at the library is gonna come and get some sips of all of the drinks that we've made today. They're really delicious. This one is my favorite. I'm a little partial. And I've enjoyed making this with you guys so much. My lemon fell out, but that's okay. And we will see you guys next week for our next Cook the Book. We are making homemade dog treats. I'm super excited to show you guys how to do that. We'll see you next time. Bye.